So, you are a young filmmaker in 2025 and you grew up dreaming of making movies, maybe winning even an Oscar. But what if I told you that the Hollywood doesn't care if you ever show up? What if I told you that the film industry, the one that you've been working so hard to break into, is shutting down? Not officially, not loudly, but silently, studio by studio and project by project. And soon, there may be nothing left to break into. And this is how the entertainment industry is collapsing and what you can do to survive it.
Francisco calling. We're in distress.
Well, Hollywood used to be a machine. It ran on big budgets, bigger star, and box office weekend that defined cultures.
Welcome to Hollywood and the stars. For half a century, movies have stirred our emotions and shaped our dreams. They have become a part of us.
Opening weekend could make or break careers. Film defined generation. Movie stars, they were gone.
You sound as if you want to believe I killed Walter White.
But those days are gone. Studios are now bleeding cash. Disney has reported over 11 billion in streaming losses since Disney Plus launched in 2019. And Warner Bros. Discovery took a 2.5 billion write-down on scraped content and restructuring. Theaters, they are empty. In 2024, the domestic box office fell to just 8.75 billion as theaters struggled to recover from the strikes. AMC Theaters reported over 200 million in quarterly losses after a rocky start to the year. The strikes, they were not a glitch. They were a symptom. The WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes in 2023 marked the first time when writers and actors struck together in over 60 years, bringing production ground to a halt. Warner Bros. Discovery has laid off hundreds. Disney is slashing content and canceling mid-production, selling off IPs like yard sale junk. Including Hulu, they have paid over $400 million to take full control, which many believe is a step towards folding it in or selling off sooner. Even Netflix, the once unstoppable giant, is quietly canceling shows just after one season. According to the Bloomberg, Netflix axed over 35 plus shows in 2023 alone. This is not a rough patch. This is a full-blown system failure. Cardiac arrest in slow motion. Sure, they're running a business, but when your house is on fire and you're pretending it's a candlelight dinner, Let's be clear, this is not a hate video or bitterness. It's just a reality I'm pointing out. As someone once said, what goes up must come down. And if you're really paying attention, you've already seen it. Denying it now is not an optimism. It's a delusion.
More and more productions are packing up and heading out. A new report shows filming in California has been on a steady decline, hitting a historic low last year with no signs of improving.
This is not just another commentary video, and I'm not here to rant for 20 minutes and leave you with nothing. If you ever once thought of making your own film, if you've ever felt the spark, maybe I could do this someday, then listen closely. Because at the end of this video, I'm going to show you what I have learned about surviving and even thriving in the middle of this collapse. This isn't theory or a motivational fluff. It's what I've actually lived, and it's exactly what I wish somebody had told me. Because what I'm about to share might be the difference between waiting for the permission and building something no one else can take away from you. So let's break it down. COVID? Sure, it accelerated the collapse.
The coronavirus that is currently spreading worldwide stops the entertainment industry.
Streaming, definitely it changed the consumer behavior. Too much of content, not enough quality, without a doubt. But real problem, the business model is broken. Studio once relied on theatrical windows, DVD sales, and syndication.
It used to be that a film's profits were based on an initial infusion of cash from the theatrical release, but then also there'd be a second round of profit that would come later through DVD sales and rentals and stuff like that.
Now, they're logged into streaming platforms that bleed money and demand endless content. They took on billions in debt chasing subscribers, but lost a grip on their audience, who now spends more time watching TikToks than HBO. And when they finally figured it out, it was already too late. Hollywood built a skyscraper of nostalgia and monopolies, but the foundation is made of sand. Here's what no one on the studio lot wants to admit. Most of your favorite creators are broke. Not starving artists broke. Broke as in no backend, no residual, no safety net. Writers are working second jobs. Directors are waiting tables. And award-winning actors are living paycheck to paycheck.
The brutalist, Daniel. The brutalist.
Both my partner and I made $0 on the last two films that we made. So,
Zero.
Yes, actually zero. So we had to just sort of like live off of a paycheck from 3 years ago.
The number of greenlit projects are shrinking, and the size of those budgets shrinking. The pay to the newcomers is laughable. This is not a slowdown. This is a permanent contraction. Even if you're talented, even if you got connection, there might be no seat left. So they told us the roadmap. Make a short film, submit it to the film festival, get repped, and sell your script. But here's the hard truth. The roadmap does not exist anymore. The gatekeepers aren't taking risks. Agencies are folding or they're merging. Indie film financing is drying up like a deserted lake. In streaming, they have moved on. Reality shows from Korea, cheap global content, and IP-driven slop. Your deeply personal coming-of-age drama? Not interested. They sold you a dream, but the dream came with a catch. It expired. So let's talk about future, or at least the present. AI-generated content is flooding the system. YouTubers and TikTokers, they pull bigger numbers than most studio films. Video games, they gross more on the weekend than most of the movies do in their lifetime. Studios now act like venture capital firms, not the art institution they once used to be. We are drifting into a scripted apocalypse, where algorithm greenlit mediocrity and the creators become the content mills. But if you're sharp and you're ruthless and you can tell a story that can actually punch through the noise, this is your era. Because in a few years, the door that we've been trying to knock on might not exist anymore. Well, you're not powerless. In fact, you've got more power than anyone in film industry. For the first time ever, you can write, shoot, edit, and distribute from your bedroom. You can monetize without anyone's permission. Yes, AI is a big part of it. So is Discord communities, so are live premieres on YouTube. Well, your audience does not care if your movie has premiered at Sundance. They care if your story hits them hard. So if you're a young artist wondering what to do, I would recommend not to chase the old system. Don't wait for the Hollywood. Build your own world. Let the studio be the ones knocking at your door. Because the next wave of great filmmakers, they won't come from inside the system. They will rise from the ashes, and they'll be the one who looked at the fire and said, good, now I can build something better. And let me tell you how I know this isn't just a theory. Because in 2023, I made my first film here in Japan with no industry connection because I'm an outsider. So no studio backing, no big names, almost no money. But in the struggle, I figured out something that will help my film greatly. I wrote it, directed it, shot it, and edited this film entirely my own. It's called Wasabi, Not a Fairy Tale. And somehow this little film got distributed worldwide, in Japan and beyond. It's now available on Apple TV and Google Play. So if you're curious, give it a watch. While making this movie, most of the days I had no clue what I was doing, but somehow it worked out. I might have figured out something worth sharing with this next wave of independent filmmakers. And now, I know how I would do it even better. So when I say that you don't need Hollywood, I mean it. I've lived it. And if this whole collapsing industry had you wondering what comes next, well, no one knows for sure. Here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna put down everything that I've learned from the very first step of planning your movie to the very last step of theatrical release and worldwide streaming. Well, it's not a course or a hustle. It's a blueprint straight from the battlefield, off of my research and practical experience. And it will be called How to Make a Movie and Distribute It Globally. Simple, right? But here's a catch. No, I don't want your money. I'm not launching a course or a subscription. I just need 100,000 of you who genuinely care enough to want it. Putting something like this together takes enormous amount of time, energy, and resources. I have linked down a Google form in the description. Drop your name and email. Once I hit that milestone, I will make a guide and send it to each one of you for free. Inside this, I will show you how to finance your film by cutting honest deal people actually want to say yes to, and how to find good actors and build a robust crew. How to distribute your film globally even without any connection. Because to fight this shift, we need community, a real community, not executive of festivals chasing funding and clout, but trust between artists. So I'm building something different, a space online right here where we spotlight best of the work from the real creators. It could be a movie or a great video. There will be no bias, no paywall. It doesn't matter what gender are you, what's your sexuality, and where you're from. And the best part is, we will spotlight the best of work in this community. And when something is ready for the world, we know a few doors worth knocking on to put it in front of the right people, hopefully. Because the real talent shouldn't come with a price tag. If that sounds like a place that you want to be part of, consider subscribing. This is the start of something big. So stay ruthless, stay independent, and I'll see you in the next one.